Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. Today we are going to go over Module 7, Lesson 23 problem set. I'm going to start everybody out on a majority of the problems, and then I would just like you to complete them on your own. We're going to start off with the objective today. Students will be able to construct rectangles from a given number of square units and determine the perimeter. So we're going to go through the 6 word problems today. We are going to draw a shape based on what it tells us to do. And then we are either going to find the length of each side or we are going to find the perimeter altogether. So, sorry, let's get started. Gail makes a miniature stop sign, a rectangular octagon, with a perimeter of 48 centimeters for the town he builds with blocks. What is the length of each side of the stop sign? So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to go through and circle and underline keywords and numbers that we see. A huge clue in these problems are going to be telling you what kind of shape it is, because that will help you when you draw. So an octagon has 8 sides, just like this stop sign. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it has 8 sides, so that's what we're going to draw today with a perimeter of 48 centimeters. So that means the entire length all the way around is 48 centimeters. So what I'm going to do right now, and then it's asking us what is the length of each side. So we already know the total, but now we need to find the length of just the smaller sides. So if I was looking, if I was looking right here, it would just want us to find what this is or what this is. But we do not want to find the entire thing because it's already done that for us. So I'm going to do the best I possibly can to draw an octagon. Please try to do it with me. They're not the easiest when there's that many sides, but just try your best. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we know that the entire perimeter is equal to 48 centimeters. And again, we don't put square centimeters because when it's perimeter, it just is the label. Okay. So now that we know an octagon has 8 sides, we are going to divide 48 by 8 to figure out the length of each side. Or you could flip it around and you could go 8 times what number equals a total of 48. And then each length is going to be, and I want you to try to find that answer yourself. So what you're just doing is doing 8 times what number gets you to 48. Okay? If you need to stop there, go ahead and pause me. When you're ready, continue on. I'm going to move on to number 2. So number 2 says, Travis bends wire to make a rectangle. So rectangle is a key word. Each rectangle measures 34 inches by 12 inches. What is the total length of the wire needed for 2 rectangles? So those are a few key words and numbers that we need to find. I did not have wire, but I do have string. So I just kind of wanted to show you that you would be making a rectangle like this. And then you would need, sorry, it's not the best rectangle, but then you would need to label your lengths, which goes this way, and then your widths. Your length is going to always be this first number. So this number going across would be 34, and this line going down, if it was more straight, would be 12. That's your width. So I'm going to draw that now, but I have to remember that it asks us for 2 of those. So I am going to draw this shape. So this is 1, and then again, 34 is your length and 12 is your width. And then it's the same one again. So I'm going to do that. Oops, I need to also label inches. And then if I know this side is 34, then this side has to be 34 as well. And if this side is 12, then this again also has to be 12. And the same goes for this other shape. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna add all 4 of these numbers together, and then you're gonna add all 4 of these numbers together and add them both together to get the total perimeter of both of these rectangles. So your work should look something like this. And then you're gonna redo it again here. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this combined total and this combined total and add them together to find your total perimeter for both shapes. So you're gonna do that on your own. Again, if you need time to work through the problem, please pause me and then unpause when you're ready to move to number 3. I'm gonna continue going. So number 3 says the perimeter of a rectangle, the perimeter of a rectangular bathroom is 32 feet. So that means the entire length of it, or all the way around it, is gonna be 32 feet. I'm gonna stop there for a minute and just draw it so I have a visual of what it looks like. The width of the room is 8 feet. Now remember, I said that width goes on this side, and then length goes here. So if I know 8 is here, then I know 8 goes here. What is the length of the room? So now we need to find this missing number right here. So the way I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna add up these 2 sides, and I'm gonna subtract that number. So 8 plus 8, please write your answer here, but we're not done yet. Hopefully you got 16. So 16 is what these 2 sides are equal to. So now what I need to do is I need to subtract 16 from 32 to find out what the total of both of these are. And then I'm gonna divide by 2 so that I know what this side is only. So I can't subtract a 6 from a 2, so I'm going to make this a 12 and make the 3 a 2. 12 minus 6 is 6. 2 minus 1 is 1. So now I know that the total of both of these together is going to equal 16. But I only want to know what one side is going to be. So I now need to divide 16 by 2 because I have 2 sides. Or 2 times what number equals 16? I am going to let you find that answer. Length is equal to what number, and then I'll help you with the label. And then you fill that in, and then you can pause me while you work through this. And then please push play when you're ready to go for number 4. Okay, Raj uses 6-inch square tiles to make a rectangle as shown below. What is the perimeter of the rectangle in inches? Okay, so I know that each one of these squares on top are going to be equal to 6. Now, there was a key word here. He said square tiles. Squares have all equal sides, so if this side is 6, then so is this one. So we need to add up or find the length and the width of each of these sides. We only have a small piece of it. We don't have this whole thing yet. So if we know this is 6, so is this, and this, this, and this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can either add 6 together 5 times, or you could do 6 times 5, which would get you a total length here of 30 inches in length. Now the width, this is also 6, same here and same here. So now what you need to do is add 6 together 3 times, or multiply 6 times 3. Hopefully you got 18 inches. Then, if we know this is 18, then we also know this side is 18. And if we know this side is 30, then this side also has to be 30. And to find the perimeter, we add all sides together. So off to the side, I'm going to go 30 inches plus 18 inches plus 30 inches plus 18 inches. And I'd like you to find that answer, and then you can write P equals blank inches. So I'm going to leave that up to you to find that answer. Please pause me now, and then when you are ready to move on, please unpause for number 5. So this one says, Misha makes a 4-foot by 6-foot rectangular banner. So I'm just going to draw that right now. And I know that the length always goes first, and the length was a smaller number than the width. So I drew my rectangle this direction instead of this direction. So I'm going to label this now with a 4 and a 6. And then again, if that's 4, so is this. And if this is 6, so is this. So now it says, she puts ribbon around the outside edges. Perfect, that's what we've done. The ribbon costs $2 per foot. What is the total cost of the ribbon? So what you need to do here is you need to add up to find what the perimeter is. Once you know what the perimeter is, then you're going to take that number and you're going to multiply it by $2 because you want to know how much money Misha spent on all of this ribbon to go around this banner. So your job now is to add all these numbers up, put your answer here. Whatever answer you've put there, please copy down here and multiply that number by 2. And then your answer is going to be the amount of money Misha spent. All right? Please pause me now and then unpause me when you are ready to move on to number 6 and the last problem here. Okay, Colton buys a roll of wire fencing that is 120 yards long. He uses it to fence in 18 yards by 24 yards of a rectangular garden. So again, I know that length goes this way and width goes this way, and 18 is smaller than 24. So I'm going to make sure that my width side is much longer, and I'm just going to label this now so that I have it. I'm going to do it again down here and across. Now it says, will Colton have enough wire fencing left over to fence in a 6-yard by 8-yard rectangular play space for his pet rabbit? So right now we need to add all of these numbers up. If it is less than 120, then we can continue to add the space for his rabbit to see if he has enough. If we add all of these numbers up and it's more than 120, then our answer is going to be no, because then we've already gone over the amount that he has and there won't be enough for his rabbit. So what I'd like you to do right now is add these 4 numbers together. When you have your answer, please fill it in. I'm going to do the work off to the side. Okay, hopefully you have your answer. If not, keep going. You can pause me for a moment. Hopefully your answer is 84 yards. So now that my number is less than 120 yards, I still might be able to fence in his bunny. So I'm going to subtract 120 and 84 to see how much I have left. I can't subtract a 4 from a 0, so what I'm going to do is make this a 10 and make this a 1 so that it turns into 11. 10 minus 4 is 6, 11 minus 8 is 3. So I have 36 yards left, or Colton has 36 yards left that he could potentially use to make his bunny cage. So I'm going to draw the bunny cage now. Again, this is going to be 6 yards, 8 yards, 6 yards, 8 yards. Okay, you are going to add all of these numbers up again. So 6 plus 8 plus 6 plus 8. Your job is to see if this is more or less than 36 yards. If the number is more than 36 yards, then he does not have enough wire to make his rabbit cage. If he has less than 36 yards, then he will have enough to make his rabbit cage. So please go and do this answer now. I'm going to let you finish this one up on your own. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you're doing it in the paper-based packet, please make sure that you're boxing your answers and showing all of your work. If you are doing it on Edulastic, please just make sure that you type in your answers in the boxes provided. Okay, have a great Wednesday. Happy April Fool's Day.